Discovering Life, Gems. An evolution throughout history. Millennial roots. From ancient Egypt, where gems were elevated as amulets and status symbols, to the Renaissance in Europe during the 14th to 17th centuries, when gem-studded jewelry reflected the opulence of the aristocracy, these jewels have forged a profound cultural legacy. In India, the tradition of wearing gems with astrological significance traces its roots back to ancient times, influencing both spirituality and everyday life. During the Victorian Age in the 19th century, a renewed fascination with gemstones manifested itself, with the jewelry of the period exquisitely incorporating precious stones. Gems acquired sentimental meanings in this period, being used to express emotions and feelings in the symbolic language of jewelry. These key historical moments are intertwined with places like the Nile Valley in Egypt, Renaissance European courts, and rich gem deposits in India. In the 20th century, gemstones continued their cultural journey, finding new meanings in personal expression through contemporary jewelry and fashion. From the resurgence of artisanal jewelry to innovation in design, gemstones persist as tools of unique expression for those seeking to highlight their individuality. In short, this cultural legacy of gemstones has been woven over the centuries, with specific historical moments and places leaving an indelible mark on their meaning and use, from ancient civilizations to modernity. Gem crafts through time and space. The history of gemstone craftsmanship dates back to ancient civilizations that began using these precious stones as ornamental items and status symbols. The first traces of this practice date back to 5000 BC, in the regions of Mesopotamia and the Indus Valley, where gems such as carnelian and turquoise were cut. The ancient Egyptian civilization, famous for its achievements in jewelry and goldsmithing, took gem craftsmanship to new heights around 3000 BC. In places like Thebes and Memphis, pharaohs and the elite used gems such as lapis lazuli, quartz, and onyx in elaborate jewelry that not only served as ornaments, but also as amulets with religious and protective meaning. The tradition of working with gems also flourished in ancient Greece and Rome, where emerald, amber, and topaz became popular choices. Artisans of the time developed more refined carving and engraving techniques in cities such as Athens and Rome, creating pieces that combine the natural beauty of gems with intricate designs. During the Middle Ages, gem craftsmanship continued to thrive in cultures such as the Byzantine and Islamic. Diamonds, rubies, and pearls were carefully crafted into exquisite pieces intended for both personal ornamentation and religious symbolism in places such as Constantinople and Baghdad. With the Renaissance, jewelry experienced a revival in Europe. The setting technique and the creation of more elaborate jewelry flourished in cities such as Florence and Venice, using gems such as diamond and turquoise to express the opulence and aesthetic taste of the time. As history progressed, gem craftsmanship became more global. India, known for its intricate gemstone inlays in cities such as Jaipur, and China, with its tradition of jade and emeralds, contributed significantly to the development of unique styles and techniques. Today, with technological advancements, gemstone craftsmanship has reached new levels of precision. Cutting centers in cities like Antwerp and Surat use laser technology and state-of-the-art machines to bring out the intrinsic beauty of gems like diamond and sapphire. This journey through time and space reveals how gem craftsmanship has evolved from its modest beginnings in ancient civilizations to become a refined expression of human skill and aesthetic appreciation. Gems and their importance in antiquity. The fascination with gemstones transcends time, delving into the very roots of ancient civilizations that left a lasting legacy in history. This chapter takes us on a journey through ancient lands, exploring the recognition and symbolism of diamonds, rubies, emeralds, and sapphires in ancient cultures. Diamonds. In the annals of time, diamonds, with their fascinating brilliance and resistance, trace their first chapters in the rich tapestry of ancient India. There, among the vestiges of a forgotten era, these precious treasures were prized not only for their dazzling brilliance, but also for the impenetrable hardness that characterized them. As the clock of history ticked, diamonds ascended beyond mere gemstones, standing as enduring emblems of power, wealth, and time-defying love. This symbolism transcended the borders of ancient India, weaving its influence into the fabrics of notable civilizations such as the Romans and the Chinese. Thus, diamonds, like messengers of eternity, forged a legacy that lasts throughout the centuries. Rubies. More than 1400 years ago, in the mystical land of ancient Burma, Myanmar, rubies earned their place among the most prized gems. It was around 600 AD, when these fascinating red stones captured the admiration of those who discovered them. Beyond their astonishing beauty, rubies carried with them deep symbolism. For Hindu culture, these gems were not just stones, they were powerful amulets used by royalty and brave warriors. Rubies were believed to have the power to attract good fortune and ensure victory on battlefields, endowing those who wore them with divine protection. Emeralds. On the banks of the Nile, in ancient Egypt, a fascinating story was woven around emeralds. In the year 330 BC, these precious stones had already conquered the hearts of the Egyptians, earning a special place in the appreciation of Cleopatra herself. To her, emeralds were not simply gems, they were living symbols of renewal and fertility, charged with a magic that resonated in the air of the mysterious land of the pharaohs. Under the influence of the goddess Venus, emeralds displayed their mysterious healing and protective properties, weaving an invisible thread that connected them to the very fabric of ancient belief. Throughout various ancient cultures, these green gems were not only prized for their dazzling beauty, but also revered for the spiritual connection they suggested. Thus, emeralds became powerful amulets, carrying with them the echo of the goddess of love and fertility throughout the centuries. Sapphires. In the ancestral lands of Persia, the history of sapphires was woven, the veneration of which dated back to time immemorial. In that distant time, they were given a special value due to their intimate relationship with the firmament and the deities that reigned over it. These sapphires, more than just precious stones, became bearers of deep meanings. Through the twists and turns of history, they embodied unwavering loyalty, undying wisdom, and divine protection. Emblems of status and links to the transcendental, sapphires rested gracefully on the clothing of royalty and religious leaders, marking not only their earthly position, but also their connection with the divine that was reflected in each sparkle of these heavenly imbued gems. These gems, beyond their dazzling beauty, played crucial roles in cultural beliefs, mythology, and expression of status in civilizations that preceded the modern era. The importance attributed to these gems in ancient times lays the foundation for their continued recognition and appreciation throughout history. Each gem tells a story, a narrative that is woven into the tapestry of humanity as we travel the routes that have witnessed its brilliance throughout the centuries. A legacy. Gems, with their marked evolution, have transcended their initial function as ornamental objects to become cultural pillars and personal expressions over the centuries. This cultural legacy has its roots in key historical moments, marked by the introduction and prominence of gemstones in various cultures and civilizations. From ancient Egypt, where gems were used as amulets and status symbols, to the Renaissance era in Europe, when gem-studded jewelry reflected the opulence of the aristocracy, gems have played vital roles in history. In India, the tradition of using gems with astrological significance dates back to millennia, influencing spirituality and daily life. During the Renaissance in Italy, courts and high society adopted gems as artistic expressions and status symbols, marking a period of splendor for jewelry. In Victorian-era England in the 19th century, Queen Victoria herself influenced fashion by wearing gemstone jewelry, popularizing the idea of gemstones as sentimental symbols. The Victorian age in the 19th century also saw a renewed fascination with gemstones, with the jewelry of the era exquisitely incorporating gemstones. Gems acquired sentimental meanings during this period, being used to express emotions and feelings in the symbolic language of jewelry. In more recent times, gemstones have found their place in personal expression through contemporary jewelry and fashion. From the resurgence of artisanal jewelry to innovation in design, gemstones continue to be tools of unique expression for those seeking to highlight their individuality. This legacy, which has developed over the centuries, has left an indelible mark on the culture and history of countries such as Egypt, Europe, India, and Italy, contributing to the rich tapestry of expressions and symbols that the gems have woven into the narrative of humanity. The bright future of gems on the world stage. As gemstones continue their journey through history, a fascinating future full of possibilities is projected for these gemstones. In the contemporary era, evolving technology and growing environmental awareness have impacted the way gems are mined, worked and appreciated. The emergence of laboratories specialized in the creation of synthetic gems has revolutionized the industry, offering ethical and sustainable alternatives to natural gems. This advancement has not only diversified the options available, but has also raised questions about the authenticity and intrinsic value of the gems themselves. Innovation in jewelry design and the creation of unique pieces continues to challenge conventions, giving gemstones a more prominent role in personal and artistic expression. Culturally, gemstones remain powerful symbols of status, love, and spirituality. Augmented and virtual reality technology is also transforming the gem shopping experience, allowing consumers to view and personalize their jewelry in ways never before possible. In this exciting chapter, we look at how cities and countries, such as New York, Tokyo, and London, have become centers of jewelry innovation and design, leading the way to a future where gems will play an even more prominent role in life. Daily. International jewelry fairs in cities such as Basel and Hong Kong have become epicenters for the presentation of the latest trends and technologies in the gem industry. Culturally, gemstones remain powerful symbols of status, love, and spirituality. The narrative around gemstones expands to include stories of sustainability, social responsibility, and connection to nature, reflecting the changing sensibilities of contemporary society. This fascinating future of gemstones is being shaped in real time, and each step forward carries with it the promise of a world where beauty, ethics, and innovation converge in a unique, brilliant radiance. In the second half of the 20th century and the beginning of the 21st century, technological innovation has left an indelible mark on the history of gems. This transformation has been carried out in various places around the world, marking notable milestones in the jewelry industry. In the 1950s and 1960s, cities such as Antwerp and New York stood out as centers of jewelry innovation. The introduction of laser carving technologies and advanced polishing techniques found their home in the workshops of Antwerp, while New York became an epicenter of jewelry design and marketing, shaping contemporary trends. As we enter the 21st century, Bangkok and Mumbai have emerged as leading centers in the gems and jewelry industry. Bangkok has become a hub for gem marketing and trade, while Mumbai, with its rich tradition in diamond cutting, has embraced technological innovation to stay ahead. This period has also seen a resurgence in the importance of the metaphysical properties of gems. Cosmopolitan cities like Los Angeles and London have led this movement, with designers and jewelers integrating astrological and spiritual meanings into their contemporary creations. In terms of sustainability, countries like Canada and Australia have emerged as leaders in ethical gem mining. With more responsible and transparent practices, these nations have helped change the narrative around gem mining, influencing global demand for ethical and sustainable gems. Innovation and contemporary meanings have transcended boundaries, fusing centuries-old traditions with modern technology in a journey that has redefined humanity's relationship with these extraordinary jewels. In this sixth part, we celebrate the diversity of approaches that have shaped the present of gemstones and anticipate how these jewels will continue to dazzle in the years to come. Gems in the contemporary era, 20th to 21st centuries. In the contemporary era, spanning the 20th and 21st centuries, gemstones have maintained a prominent role in global culture, fashion, and personal expression, adapting to significant changes in society's way of life and perceptions. In major fashion capitals such as Paris, Milan, and New York, contemporary jewelry has undergone a marked transformation since the second half of the 20th century. Designers and artisans seek to innovate using gemstones in unusual shapes, promoting appreciation of beauty in its natural state. This change has influenced the redefinition of aesthetics in jewelry, reflecting influential artistic and cultural movements. The choice of ethical and sustainable gems has gained relevance in places like Amsterdam and Copenhagen, reflecting the growing environmental and social awareness of contemporary society. Initiatives in these cities and other major capitals have sought to promote responsible practices in the jewelry industry, marking a transition toward a more ethical approach to gem acquisition and production. Cities like Los Angeles and London, epicenters of jewelry trends since the 1980s, have been influenced by celebrities and influential figures. These venues have popularized specific styles and gems through public events and social media, helping to maintain interest in gems. In terms of spirituality and self-expression, the use of gemstones with metaphysical properties has been a global trend. Cities like Sedona in the United States and Rishikesh in India stand out as destinations for those seeking gems associated with spiritual and wellness practices. The democratization of gems has been evident in the contemporary era, with cities such as Hong Kong and Dubai serving as global centers of gem trading. Custom jewelry and online shopping have contributed significantly to this accessibility, allowing gems to be a more accessible form of personal expression in places as diverse as Sao Paulo, Tokyo, and Cape Town. This phenomenon has marked an important change in the perception of gems, from being considered exclusive to becoming a diverse and accessible expression for people of different cultures and lifestyles. The Contemporary Renaissance, 1980s-2023. Today, gemstones are experiencing a contemporary renaissance, fusing the rich history of the past with modern trends and advanced technology. This chapter of their evolution highlights the continued relevance and adaptability of gemstones in an ever-changing society. From the 1980s to the present, this renaissance has manifested itself in various parts of the world. Cities like New York, USA, with its avant-garde design scene, have led innovation in jewelry, fusing traditional elements with bolder, more contemporary approaches. Paris, France, the birthplace of high fashion, has influenced the incorporation of gemstones in luxury accessories, fusing classic elegance with modern creativity. In recent decades, appreciation for uniqueness and authenticity has led to a resurgence in demand for non-traditional gemstones and personalized jewelry. This trend has flourished in boutique jewelry stores in cities like Tokyo, Japan, where local designers have embraced the unique aesthetic of gemstones in their artistic expression. Modern technology has revolutionized the way gems are mined, cut, and presented. Ethical mining and sustainable practices are now key considerations in places like Australia and Canada, marking a shift towards greater environmental and social awareness in the gem industry. Additionally, advanced manufacturing techniques enable unprecedented precision in jewelry creation in innovation centers like Antwerp, Belgium, expanding creative possibilities for designers and artisans. Personal expression through gems has reached new heights in the digital age. Social media and online platforms offer a global showcase for independent jewelers and artists, allowing gemstone jewelry to be appreciated and purchased by diversified audiences around the world. From the streets of Seoul, South Korea, to the studios of Los Angeles, USA, creative expression with gemstones has transcended cultural and geographic boundaries, connecting gem lovers across the globe. The future shines. In the 10th stage of gemstone evolution, we venture into the future, where these precious gems continue to play significant roles in culture, history, and personal expression. In the modern era, we have witnessed how gems have become symbols of sustainability and social responsibility, thus marking a new phase in their history. Environmental awareness has transformed the way gems are mined, processed, and marketed. From remote mining in the hills of Colombia where ethical emeralds are mined, to the forefront of sustainable jewelry in cities like Amsterdam and Copenhagen, gemstones now represent a deeper connection to nature and responsibility towards local communities. In this new chapter, the demand for ethical and ecological gems has led to the adoption of sustainable practices, marking significant milestones in places such as the Responsible Gem Fair in Tucson, Arizona, United States, which has become an epicenter of innovation and ethical commitment. Technology, for its part, has left an indelible mark on the evolution of gems. The creation of high-quality synthetic gemstones has been especially notable in places like Silicon Valley, California, United States, where leading companies have revolutionized the way we conceive and produce these gemstones. These technological innovations have expanded the palette of options for designers and consumers, democratizing access to these beautiful creations in jewelry stores in cities such as New York, United States, and Tokyo, Japan. In the realm of personal expression, gems continue to be vehicles of individual storytelling. from specialist jewelers in Paris, France, creating personalized pieces that capture meaningful moments, to avant-garde designers in Milan, Italy, challenging aesthetic norms, gemstones continue to be a powerful medium for communicating identity and personal style in major capitals of the world. Fashion around the world. In this resplendent future, gemstones stand as witnesses and active participants at the intersection of beauty, ethics, and personal expression. Gems from the Belle Époque to the digital age. The continuation of the gems' legacy takes us into the contemporary era, where their influence expands and adapts to changing tastes and lifestyles. During the Belle Époque in the early 20th century, gemstone jewelry reached new heights of creativity and extravagance. Between 1890 and 1914, in cities such as Paris, London, and New York, innovation in gem cutting and the use of precious metals marked an era in which opulence and artistry merged into unique creations. Gems became the accessory par excellence, used to enhance the beauty and fashion of the time. As the century progressed, gemstone jewelry began to reflect not only material wealth, but also personal emotions and experiences. In the 1950s, cities such as Milan and Tokyo witnessed a change in the perception of gemstones, as contemporary times saw a rise in demand for personalized gemstones. Between 1950 and 1959, the choice of gemstones and designs became more individualized, symbolizing key moments in people's lives. Additionally, ethical and environmental awareness has influenced the way gems are mined and marketed today. Starting in the 1990s, countries like Canada and Australia excelled in producing ethical and sustainable gemstones. The quest for more responsible practices led the industry to adopt ethical standards, giving consumers the opportunity to choose jewelry that is not only beautiful, but ethical as well. In the digital age, gems have found a new stage for their expression. In the 2010s, cities like Silicon Valley and Seoul became epicenters of online gem trading. The availability of information and social media have allowed consumers to make more informed decisions about the authenticity and quality of gems. Additionally, social media has played an important role in inspiring trends and styles in gemstone jewelry, taking self-expression to a global level. The 21st century and beyond. Moving into the 21st century, gemstones continue their evolutionary journey, playing an integral role in contemporary society and extending their influence through new forms of personal and cultural expression. Since 2000, iconic places such as New York City and its Diamond District have been epicenters of evolution in the gem industry, setting trends that have spread throughout the world. With technological advances and changes in style trends, the symbolic and aesthetic value of gemstones continues to evolve, fusing the rich historical heritage with the changing demands of the modern world. Cities such as Bangkok and Mumbai have emerged as centers of gem cutting and trade, contributing to the redefinition of quality and design standards in this new millennium. In this century, sustainability and ethics have emerged as key considerations in the gem industry. The search for ethically sourced gems and responsible mining practices has led to significant changes in the way these precious stones are sourced and marketed. Countries like Canada and Australia, with strict ethical mining policies, have emerged as leaders in responsible gem production. Additionally, technology has allowed for unprecedented customization in the creation of gemstone jewelry. From 3D printing to computer-aided design, consumers have the opportunity to create unique pieces that resonate with their personal identity. Workshops in cities like Jaipur, known for its jewelry craftsmanship, have adopted modern technologies to fuse tradition and customization in their creations. Culturally, gemstones continue to play a prominent role in significant events, from engagements and weddings to red carpet events that highlight creativity and innovative design in jewelry. Social networks and globalization have amplified the visibility of these pieces, turning the gems into protagonists of visual narratives that transcend cultural borders. Places like Paris and Hong Kong emerge as global stages for the exhibition of high-end jewelry, fusing the local and the international in a diverse and constantly evolving cultural fabric. Gems in the digital age, 2010 to 2023. In the 2010s, San Francisco emerged as a leader in the fusion of technology and jewelry, ushering in an era where gems were intertwined with digital innovation. Globalization and the rise of social media during these years expanded the influence of gems worldwide. During the 2010s and 2020s, cities like New York and London became hubs for the non-fungible token, NFT, and digital jewelry scene. Artists and designers explored new frontiers by fusing the traditional beauty of gemstones with 21st-century technology. This period saw the rise of digital jewelry and tokenized gem collections, transforming personal expression in the virtual space. In the second half of the 2020s, blockchain platforms, especially Ethereum, emerged as fundamental pillars for the authenticity and traceability of digital gems. Citizens around the world participated in a digital gem market, giving intrinsic value and cultural meaning to unique creations in virtual space. Likewise, social media, especially Instagram and TikTok, played an essential role in the gems narrative in the digital age. During these years, cities like Tokyo and Paris stood out as cosmopolitan epicenters that defined new trends and cultural appreciations in real time. Digital interaction revolutionized the way people discover, share and connect through the fascination with gems, consolidating a new stage in their historical evolution until 2023. A bright future. In this latest installment, we contemplate the bright future that awaits the gems on their continued journey through history. As we move into the 21st century, gemstones are uniquely positioned to continue playing significant roles in culture, history, and self-expression. With technological advances in the mining and manufacturing of synthetic gems, access to these precious jewels has expanded, allowing a wider audience to appreciate and enjoy their beauty. This phenomenon is particularly evident in places like the city of Bangkok, Thailand, a global epicenter of the gem industry, where innovation in manufacturing techniques and respect for ethical practices have been focal points, especially in recent years. Additionally, growing awareness of ethics in gem mining and trading has led to sustainable initiatives and a search for more responsible practices in the industry. Countries such as Namibia and Botswana, which are rich in diamonds and other gems, have implemented measures to ensure responsible mining and ethical trading, marking significant milestones in the evolution of the gem industry. Personal expression through gemstones has taken new forms in the digital age, where online platforms and social media act as showcases for jewelry creativity. Designers and artisans from Antwerp, Belgium, known as the diamond capital of the world, are leading the charge in creating unique pieces that tell contemporary stories while preserving traditional craftsmanship. Its influence extends globally, establishing a bridge between the city's rich history and modern trends. Likewise, the emotional connection with gemstones persists, as people continue to use these jewelry to express love, achievements, and meaningful moments in their lives. In Jaipur, India, famous for its gems and jewelry, this deep-rooted tradition manifests itself in elaborate pieces that celebrate the country's rich cultural history and its connection to gems, cementing its place as a cultural and commercial epicenter in the evolution of gems. Gems in the 21st century. In this final chapter, we reflect on how gems, throughout their fascinating historical trajectory, have not only withstood the test of time, but have shone with a light of their own that lasts. We eagerly anticipate how, in the future, gems will continue to inspire, captivate and bear witness to untold stories, carrying with them the rich heritage of their evolution through the centuries. Thus concludes this journey through the dazzling world of gems, where past, present and future converge in resplendent harmony.